Coach, nice to have you here. When did you find out you would be taking the reins tonight? And obviously you've done it before, but how did your prep for tonight change versus when Willie's here?
Yeah, shortly after shoot-around, we found out, obviously, Willie not feeling well. So he'll be back here soon. Hopefully get him back in the next 24 hours. And we just did, what we do. This is just our normal business. We go about it. We've been here before. These guys are professionals. This staff is prepared for this moment. So we move forward. We need a win tonight, and that's the number one thing. It's focusing on what we control tonight. Those 10 games are behind us. Now what's in front of us is tonight's game. That's all that matters.
A new voice calling the plays, so to speak, making the final decision out on the court. Offensively, what would you like to see differently when it comes to fast break points and penetrating the paint?
Well, our first 4 or 5 games, we had really good activity as far as the fast break points. We need to find and generate more points in transition. I think our first 4 games, I think we were generating something like 26 points in transition. Since, a lot of that is, CJ's out of the lineup, he was generating a lot of that. He was a big part of that. So we have to find that in other areas. Other guys have to generate that. But it starts with our defense tonight, getting stops, getting out. Hopefully tonight we're creating turnovers and not giving up turnovers. That'll fuel our fast break points. So rebounding the ball, our defense will be better. I thought we got enough stops last game to really find more in transition. I think one thing we're looking for tonight is to find better spacing out there. Just open up the floor a little bit more for each other to make plays. That's an area of growth for this team.
Sticking with defense, really during the stretch, it's been the big quarters that have really hurt your team. What are some of the things you have to do to try to avoid those 40-point quarters for the opposition?
Yeah, well, you think back to those, I think it was the Golden State game, obviously the Denver game, that third quarter. We've had a couple third quarters where we've given up 40-plus points. Those are just unacceptable. So just being more focused. Number one, it starts offensively. We've got to help ourselves to not turn it over, not fuel their offense. Taking away the easy stuff, I think, for our defense is number one. To score 40 points in a quarter, you got to get out in transition. So part of that is just limiting our turnovers, having an urgency to get back, set our defense, rebounding the basketball. That's hurt us in those 40-point quarters. But just staying locked in for 48 minutes. I think that's the goal with this team right now. We're sitting 4 and 6. We just got to put 48 minutes together. And we're close. We're going to get there. We've had a couple games where we've been closer to that, but we've missed a quarter here and there, and it's cost us. You just can't have those big quarters. That can really swing a game. So really lock in for 48 minutes and make it a complete effort tonight.
I know the offense is really predicated on ball movement. Are you pleased with where it is right now, or can that get better as well?
Yeah, I think we got to, that's an area of growth for us. And, moving the ball, sharing the ball. I think last game we had 31 assists. That's where we want to be, where the ball is moving. And it's, I think back to the first half of that Denver game, 19 assists, 71 points, 10 threes. That was a nice formula for us. So getting back to something like that, we're capable of scoring. We just got to be more consistent, be more efficient in transition, moving the ball, sharing the ball. We've had some lulls as the game goes along. Again, same thing, 48 minutes of ball movement is what we're looking for. And our guys are committed to it. This is not something, it's not rocket science. Our guys understand this. It's just going out there and executing it a little bit better. We've had different lineups. We're playing multiple guys that we didn't expect to be playing at this time. But we'll get through it. Our guys understand that, and there's no panic here.
Luka, obviously a really special pick and roll player. What are some things you hope to see tonight just to try to make life a little more difficult for him in this game?
Well, it's a good question. Every coach is trying to figure that out. I think throughout the world, too. I think he's pretty good in the international level. He's such a special player. There's not one thing that you're going to take away and just say, go beat us with this. I think that, players like this, throwing different matchups at him, letting him feel different defenders, different coverages, showing him the same coverage every night, every possession, he will pick you apart on that. You can mix it up and he can still make shots. So it's like pick your poison. Stay back in the pick and roll and he can ding you. Be up in the pick and roll and they can ding you. They shot 50-plus threes with us being up in the pick and roll. We'll mix it up here tonight, try to move him around, change up some matchups, try to stay in front of him a little bit more, stay out of rotation a little bit. But he's a special player. That's why he's one of the best in the world. Tonight we'll try to be physical and mix it up on him.
Zion is a very unique player. Just what's been the process throughout training camp and in these 10 games of incorporating him into the things you guys want to do offensively?
Yeah, Z's been committed. I mean, he's running, he's playing with, great pace. He's a natural, unselfish player. Naturally, he moves the ball, he shares the ball. I think, there's probably some stuff around the rim that he's only going to get better, over time. He does shoot a higher percentage historically at the rim than what we're seeing right now. But Z's, he's been productive for us every time he's been on the floor. I do believe he's a kid that's committed to playing the right way, playing hard, competing, playing unselfishly. He is about the team. That's what I love about him. Since I've been around him, he's a team-first guy, very unselfish, plays hard. That's all you can ask out of him. And I think he's trying to do the right things right now.
You mentioned, want to emphasize playing in transition a little bit more, but when you guys are in half court, what are you kind of seeing with the offense in particular with B.I. and Zion that's kind of prevented them from putting up the numbers we used to seeing?
Yeah, part of that is we're trying to figure each other out. It's spacing right now. I think we're missing a bulk of our spacers. You're missing Trey Murphy and CJ. You put those two guys on the floor, it changes your half-court spacing. They tend to not hug up as much. So we're trying to find areas for those two to attack, how to play together. If you look at this group, they haven't historically played a lot together. This is new for them, too. They're trying to figure it out. We're all trying to figure this out. They're two players that are committed to playing the right way. They want to figure this out, and it's up to us to do that. So in the half court, giving them more space, that's the number one thing. Players that are elite, you'll watch Dallas tonight, it's spacing that kills you. When you spread the floor out and they're shooting on the floor, it makes it tough to guard. And that's our challenge right now in the half court. Guys, making the right plays, stepping up, driving it some, shooting it some. And that's the goal right now. But I expect this thing to only clean up as we go, the more spacing we put around them. Until we get those guys back, we just got to keep moving and playing with great pace. That's the number one thing right now. In transition, in the half court, in secondary offense, just finding some easier points for these guys to play out of.
And do you know if Herb will be able to go tonight?
I believe he's available. Is that correct? Yes. Good. Thanks, everybody.